Oh, they play both kinds of music, country and Western. The Nice Guys on Business. Running a business is hard. Being a business leader is even harder. The Nice Guys bring in top industry pros to help your business prosper in a tough world. Get real advice from real people to get you real results today. Now it's time for the Nice Guys on Business. Here's your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Nice Guy community, turnkey podcast community. Just today we're going to think big and we're going to do some things boldly. And we're going to start a podcast. No, wait a minute. She's already started the podcast, but it's a podcast called Bold Girl Biz. I'm excited to chat with her. Her name is Robbie Walls. She's the founder of The Walls Speaks, or The Walls Speak. Is it The Walls Speak or The Walls Speaks?
The Walls Speak.
Okay, so because there's multiple walls. Of course there are. And Robbie is the founder of The Walls Speak. She's the author of 180, is it 180 degree momentum or 180?
Yep, you got it.
All right, 180 degree momentum, co-author in The Power of the Platform and a popular speaker on the topic of purpose and resilience, which I know she's got both of. She has achieved master growth and she's helping others achieve master growth with ease. And she's going to help you scale your business so that you can live powerfully through your purpose. She is a friend. I was going to call her an old friend, but that would be demeaning to her. And I know that she's a young person in an extremely experienced life that she is living. Robbie Walls, I'm excited to have you back on Nice Guys, and thank you for being here on Turnkey Podcast as well.
Oh, but this is fantastic. I love to be a nice guy today, so thank you.
And you totally are. And I remember, we probably met, I want to say it had to be at least 3 or 4 years ago, maybe. I don't even know at this point, but we met several years ago and you were just kind of getting your feet under you, trying to figure out this whole Bold Girl Biz brand. And you're doing it. I mean, you're not just somebody that's talking the talk, you're walking the walk as well. So can we talk about entrepreneurship for a moment?
Absolutely. Yes. And so let me tell you about my journey. So I'm an educator. I've been teaching for about 20 years. And then just something came inside of me. Like I was on the chalkboard with the fourth grade students and talking with them. And they were going at it two of my children, they were like going at it. And I just got so frustrated. And I said, I'm done. I cannot do this. So in that moment in time and space, I was standing in front of the chalkboard looking at 26 children and they were bored. I'm bored. I said, I can't do this anymore. And I started that journey in 2008 of entrepreneurship. And it has been a great journey. Started my first business. It was actually an alpaca business.
Wow.
My first business, yeah. And then moved on to some other businesses and then I bought a franchise. So I really wanted to start this whole entrepreneurial journey with stepping into putting systems in place, right? And then I started building my own business around Bold Girl Biz. And so that's where I am today. And it's been a journey.
Well, tell me, hit some of the high points and hit some of the low points. So why don't we start with the good stuff first? Tell me some of the points that you thought, man, this would be great, when you first got started, if I could ever get to this point, and some of the things that you've achieved, and then maybe share some of the things that the stumbling blocks along the way that have gotten you, to where you are today.
Sure. That's a great question. Very, very impactful there. So, starting off, when you really want to be an entrepreneur, it all starts with the mind. Okay. That is the number one thing. And that mindset has to be a resilient one. That is what I have built everything on, is being resilience and finding your purpose. So when I first started my first business, which was a great one, I loved animals. And I wanted an animal that like no one else knew about. Not only that no one else knew about, it was just something that wasn't touched. And I wanted to dig more down into it. And so I began researching. And that's the first step in the whole entrepreneurship, is to know what you want, right? Why you want it. And then you got to take action. And that's exactly what I did. Did my research did the market research, really got into the business, and got my kids involved, and we absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. But then it was the wrong timing. I didn't know it at the time, 2008, that big downfall, the whole economy just went down. And so did that alpaca business. And that was my first kind of a failure so much. And I don't want to say a failure because it was a big experience.
All
And
right,
that experience.
before you go on, I got to understand how the alpaca business works. Do you actually, I mean, alpaca as in the animals, the alpaca?
Absolutely, yes. The little 4 feet tall, very docile, beautiful animal. They come in 22 colors.
Where does one keep an alpaca when one lives in a suburban area of the country?
In suburban, yes. So I live in Missouri, and not too far from me is a big country. And so when I didn't have the alpacas here in my home, I actually adjusted them. And that's in the alpaca business. When we adjust them, that means that we board them. So I actually went to the farm every day, fed my animal. And so how to make money in the alpaca business is that you breed the best with the best, and then you go to shows and show them, and people will buy them. And it's all about a color thing. So, and you have to have the most dense fiber. So I've been plenty of alpaca shows, showing my alpacas, and really grooming them myself as well. And my children was involved too. So it was a fun business.
I would have no clue. I mean, I know like everything. I wouldn't also know how to open up a McDonald's if I had to. But the idea of just having another, I'm assuming you're only dealing with the fur of the alpaca, or with
Yes.
with the material that comes off the alpaca. You didn't have to slaughter any alpacas, did you?
No slaughtering. It's all in the fiber. So when you breed the best with the best, you're looking for the most dense fiber. So we actually, when we show the animal, they would take your hand. You take your hand and you part it right down the back, and then we look at all of the beautiful waves and how thick it is. So you're looking for the dense, fine fiber in that alpaca. And so it comes through genetics. And that's the game. It's a genetics game.
All right. So what's the downside of I don't mean to joke about any kind of failure, but at the same time, it's like, okay, now I just imagine, you have like these 20 alpaca that, you have a business that's now closing. Like now you have a house full of alpaca. I don't know what happens when your alpaca business doesn't succeed.
So when the alpaca when it doesn't succeed, and I'm going to say it succeeded, but it just didn't give me the ROI that I really wanted. So the investment was huge. I'm talking like $20,000 for one animal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you buy one animal and then you breed to continue to grow your herd, so to speak. And that's what I did. But at the time in 2008, when everything in the market just crashed down, people weren't buying anymore. And that this is a very unique community. We are a unique community, very, very much untouched from all of the world, but it is a huge community. And, one alpaca could cost $235,000, and I've seen it happen.
Amazing. So would you still consider yourself a fan of the alpaca?
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So let me just give a sidetrack. It's so funny how the world just comes right back around. So that was in 2000, and let's see, it was in 2008, and then so now today, my daughter went to Peru, which the alpaca actually originated. And she was just enthralled because she was right there with alpacas running all over the field. She has so many pictures of the alpaca. Because she knew all the history behind it in the States. And she lived in Peru for 3 months and just got back Sunday.
Amazing, amazing. The whole business. I mean, it just seems like a very unique, very interesting, kind of
Yes.
like old school, breeding and material and all of that. But at the same time, again, I would have no idea how to open up a Dunkin' Donuts franchise. So let alone an alpaca franchise. Now you're dealing with something that was living. All right. So that was your
Yes.
first venture, or one of your first ventures into entrepreneurialism, and so there are obviously some lessons that you probably learned along the way for that. The economy certainly did not help you by, the big downturn in 2008 didn't help you. So give me some positives. Tell me some things that have happened over the last few years that you really have, that you've really been able to
Sure.
say, this has been a great opportunity for me, and this is what I've learned, and here's where I'm moving from here because it has been so good.
Right. So, and I'm going to jump back to the alpaca business because I did sell two of my alpacas, made my money back,
That's
and
good.
really wanted to go into some more. Of course, it just didn't work out that way. And then so I started coaching. I wanted to get into the coaching field, and I use that word loosely, but it really is. I am a guide to help other entrepreneurs on this journey, and as I'm building that. Fast forward, just continuing on to getting more education and really learning about this whole journey. Now, entrepreneurship, everyone will tell you that it is hard. It is.
Mhm. Yeah, I would
It
agree
is.
with that. I would agree with that sentiment.
You will, right?
Yep.
So, but I don't want to scare people because even though it's not for everyone, I teach a lot about resilience, and that's what it is. It's all resilience and determination. Those two things put together, you can continue to move forward. You might have to get a job. It's okay if you get a job. You can still get a job and work your entrepreneurial dreams. So let it and make it happen. Um, I want something big, a little bit more stable on my next entrepreneurial journey. And what I did was my husband and I, we purchased a franchise. And that's a whole nother story in itself. So
Yep.
when you buy a franchise, you are now really you bought a job, and then after the job, you also have learned a lot through that. Now, I still have the franchise because it is a system, and as we move forward to the pandemic, we really did grow within that, and a lot of things have transpired and happened when the whole frustration of COVID hit. And this is the journey that I'm taking right now when you asked me about the Teach Me How to Entrepreneur Summit. And
All
that
right.
is where this theme came out of.
So now you've piqued my curiosity. What is the
Mhm.
franchise that you own, and tell me
Sure.
a little bit about how your journey has been within that franchise.
Yes. So, and I do love that. So, I got out of my education, and again, I'm a teacher. So, I definitely want to do something more, but still keep education right there on the side. So, we purchased the Sylvan Learning Center, and it's been
Oh,
around for 40 years,
yeah.
and it's a tutoring business. Yeah. And the reason why I really wanted that is because of first, the longevity of it, 40 years, and systems was in place. And that's a big thing with entrepreneurship is that you got to have systems in place in order to keep that moving parts running and moving smoothly. Uh, let me
So
say,
so I know you have
it
this.
feels hard.
I know you have this Teach Me to Entrepreneur Summit coming up on May 11th from 12 to 5. So it sounds like it's a half or a little bit longer than a half day event that's happening. Tell me a little bit about the event. What have you have lined up in terms of, are you doing the teaching? Are you bringing in speakers? Give me the format of the program.
Absolutely. So we have five speakers lined up. We're going to be doing business one-on-one, mindset, and now I'm going to be talking about mindset, which I love, marketing, sales, and speaking. Adding speaking to your business. So it's those packaged of five live speakers, and then the rest I will have some pre-recorded speakers that will be coming on, maybe like 16 of those, and you can actually listen those at your leisure for an entire week. So, all of this came out of the frustration of the pandemic. It just compelled thousands of people to just reflect on their current job situation.
Oh my gosh,
I have,
Yeah, you're not kidding about that. Everybody
Yeah,
has really taken stock in the fact that, is this what I want to be doing for a living? Look at all of the jobs that are in the hospitality, the hotel, restaurant
you
sector.
got it.
A lot of people that were working 60 to 80 hours a week, they just weren't getting their cup filled. Their cup filled with the things that they need in order to take the next step in their life. And so a lot of them have gone into other areas of business. A lot of them have started their own businesses, and this is probably a great opportunity for someone that is in that arena to learn a little bit more. Teach Me How to Entrepreneur. It's the summit. It's coming up on May 11th from 12 to 5 p.m. What more can you tell me about it that would intrigue people or entice people to want to participate?
Absolutely. So this is going to be a high level training event for all my future entrepreneurs looking for answers. Okay. You want answers to start a business. You have to know the risk and you have to know your market. So we're going to teach you all of that. And when I do, now I'm a teacher, so I'm going to be giving you actionable things to take away. This is not going to be any fluff. And I'm serious about that. I am very passionate about your learning, okay, and how you really want to know your business. And so my three things that I tell everyone is that you have to know the results that you want. Okay. People say that in the background, but it's the first front. Okay. Know the results that you want. Whatever you desire is, know the results that you want. And then know why you want it. And now we're going to take action. And that is what Teach Me How to Entrepreneur is all about.
So if you want to participate in the Teach Me to Entrepreneur program, just go over to www.teachmetoentrepreneur.com. And you can also text, if you want to, BOLD to 55312. Is that a number that is working as of the airing of this?
Oh, yes. Well, so it's actually text summit. Okay. You're going to text the word summit to 55312. That's 55312 to get all the information and to sign up. Okay. I look forward for everyone to come, and we're going to have a blast. I'm pretty energetic, and all of my speakers are energetic. So this is the real deal, Holyfield.
All right, so I got to ask the question, Rob, because I know that you've been on my marketing list for quite some time, and I know that you were a student of our coaching program as well for several months a couple of years ago. I got to find out, when is more podcast content coming out? Because your stuff is good. I know I want to hear more of it. When is more coming out? The last episode I see was just a few months ago. So I'm like, okay, where's Robbie gone, and when is she coming back?
Starting tomorrow, it's back up and running. I'm going to be, oh my goodness, this is the best author. She is the author of Exit Rich. And she's going to talk about sales and financing. And, you do want to exit rich. And her name is Michelle Seiler. And she is, I'm telling you, she's number one. So she has a new book coming out. It's going to be on Audible. So I am interviewing very, very great entrepreneurs that have gone through failures. And that's what Bold Girl Biz is all about. I want to impact and really educate women around business, because we have some fears around it. I want to eradicate that fear, and I want you to step out and be bold. And that's where Bold Girl Biz came out of.
When did you learn, Robbie, that this was and I know you've been an educator pretty much all of your life, and you have that entrepreneurial spirit in you as well. And that's probably something that you've had your entire life too. When did you learn that this was your gift to give back to the world?
Oh, that day I was in that classroom and I just knew that I was out of alignment. Okay. When you feel that you're out of alignment, like your energy is down, you really just don't want to be in the place that you used to be. Right. So I learned then that I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to take that faith. I'm going to take that leap of faith and I'm going to do it. And that's exactly what I did. And I have a friend who, oh my goodness, she's my best friend. She really wants to be an entrepreneur, but she's so fearful around it. So there's a lot of pushbacks, what she's heard, what she's just fearing about. And so this is how this whole Teach Me How to Entrepreneur came out of, because literally she was frustrated at her current situation, her job, and she asked me, and she asked me all the time, but this time she was like, Robbie, teach me how to be an entrepreneur.
You're like, hey, I think
I
I could put
promise you, when
together
she said that,
a whole program about this.
yes. And when she said that, when I tell you the light bulbs went out and ding, 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 I was like, oh my gosh, sit down, Cheryl. Let's talk. And it's not about belief. I want everyone, it is about believing in yourself, but most importantly, there's so much more to it, right? You really have to get that resilience. And that's what I teach. I teach determination, resilience. I have a whole program that I have made that will help you get to exactly that resilience piece. And then we grow your business through revenue. So it's resilience and revenue.
Yay, R&R. That's what I like. I thought it was rest and relaxation, but it's actually resilience and revenue.
That's right. I call it the double R's.
that's an entrepreneur's rest and R&R, relaxation and rest is revenue. That's very, very cool. What a good way to end this episode, Robbie. I'm excited to get some positive feedback from our community. I'm really excited about your Teach Me How to Entrepreneur Summit. Again, Nice Guy Community and Turnkey Community, May 11th, 12 to 5 p.m. Is that what time zone are you in, Robbie?
I'm in Central Time Zone, but that is actually the Eastern time. So 12 to 5. Yeah, most of my clients are on Eastern.
12 to 5, which would be 9 to 2 p.m. on the Pacific yep. Coast where I am. So it's 12 to 5 on the East Coast. So Robbie, thanks for sharing your message. Thanks for sharing your wisdom with our community today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Doug. Can I say one last thing, Doug?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
This is my quote for everyone. Today is a perfect day to never be what you don't want to be again.
I love it. It's a great quote. It's a great quote, and it is one definitely to live by. Robbie Walls, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you, Dad.
Nice Guy community, never underestimate the power of nice. Again, special thanks to our guest, Robbie Walls. All of our information, including access to Teach Me How to Entrepreneur Summit on May 11th from 12 to 5 Eastern Time, will be right there in the show notes. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Fill up your week with the Nice Guys. Haven't they run out of people willing to talk to them yet?